It is impossible to tell the story of California Lutheran University without telling the story of its football program. You see, Kingsmen Football is woven into the fabric and DNA of Cal Lutheran. When the college opened its doors, football attracted students to the fledgling campus. As the college grew, so did the reputation of its football program. At the dawn of the 1970s, Kingsmen Football helped to keep the doors open, first by partnering with the Dallas Cowboys to hold training camp here for 20 years, then by winning the national championship in 1971. Throughout the 70s, CLC made regular appearances in the national playoffs and dominated the Southern California small college football scene. The 1980s and 90s were a time of transition as CLC evolved into California Lutheran University. It was a time of transition for the football program as well, but the brotherhood, the teamwork, and the tradition lived on. In 2007, a new era of football dominance began. 5 SCIAC championships in 6 seasons, the first 4 NCAA playoff appearances in school history, 48 consecutive weeks ranked in the top 25, 4.5 years without losing a single SCIAC football game, All-Americans and pro prospects. The Kingsmen were back and had established Cal Lutheran football as one of the top programs on the West Coast. We moved into Roland Stadium in 2011, enhancing the best small college athletic facilities in the West, if not the country. The Los Angeles Rams established their football operations center on campus here when they moved home. Enrollment grew, new programs were offered, and the university was flourishing. And then adversity struck, social unrest and the COVID pandemic. Doors were closed, the entire state was locked down, and students, staff, faculty, and coaches were sent home. But there's no social distancing from tradition. Tradition can't be locked down or quarantined. It doesn't go away in a year. Tradition stands tall, and tradition overcomes adversity. Tradition doesn't change, even when the people do. We may be black, white, and brown on the outside, but we are Kingsmen, and we bleed violet and gold. We come in all shapes and sizes, fast and slow, but we stand tall, together, on the shoulders of those who came before us. We have experienced the miracle of team, and it shapes who we are because we are blessed to play the greatest team sport ever created. It is the only sport where every player relies on every teammate on every play just to survive. Our differences don't matter because we rely on each other. Tradition doesn't graduate, but our players do, and they win in the game of life. Tradition is shared. It is passed down from one generation to the next. We have been taught to rub the blue slippers, to chant Lou Ball, and we live by the words, once a Kingsman, always a Kingsman. You see, there's no such thing as a Kingsman. It's always plural. It's Kingsmen, meaning that if you're going to take on one of us, you're going to have to face us all. Kingsmen are brothers. Tradition is alive. It is in the heartbeats and the breaths of our players, coaches, and alumni. Tradition matters at Cal Lutheran. Tradition lives here.